this is how you go about accomplishing it. It's actually pretty simple. So I'm using my phone because I'm going to have to show the MIDI keyboard at some point. Nope, not that. A lot of us make that mistake. It's not just the regular BandLab. We're going to go to BandLab Education to get into our account. Okay, so I actually already have a project that I'm using right here. But just to show you what you do to get started is I'm going to go ahead and start a new project. BandLab Sounds. Now, what you're going to want is, I would say, in the neighborhood of 5 to maybe 8 samples that go together, that go well together. You can find them in your in the BandLab sound library, and we've done this several times, so I think a lot of us know how to do this. You're just gonna scroll through samples and drag them over and see how they play. But to avoid you guys having to watch me do that, I have some already chosen over here. So if you can't find any samples, I'd be happy to help you. Some of you guys use this with me in my Splice account. It looks different on my computer than it does on yours, but I'm happy to give you some samples. You might find something better there, depending on what style of music you like. So I already have mine kind of decided on. Now, let me see if I can bring this in a bit. If you notice, all of those in there, they say 126, which is the BPM, and there's some that you can see that say C sharp minor right there. Okay, the C sharp minor is important. That's the key that they are all in, and 126 is incredibly important because that's the BPM. So before I do anything, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be absolutely key, is you need to have a unified BPM for all your samples. Okay, so 126 is my BPM. I'm going to change my key to C sharp minor, though I will admit it was not going to have any effect on this example because I'm not going to find any other ones over here. But if I gave you some samples and you wanted to add things from over here, having the right key will make it sound much better. Okay, so here are all the ones that I want to use. So I can just click and drag them over, and now they're in. Okay, so now I can, let's view this into full screen here. I'm gonna click BandLab Sounds over here so that goes away. So now I just have this screen here. What I like to do is I'm gonna highlight everything and drag it all to the beginning. Okay, so they're not all the same size, but they kind of are. Now, notice sorry. Okay, so notice that they're broken down though in a series of predictable numbers. So you have 1, this bar, 2, 3, 4, and then it stops for those 3. Don't worry about this one right here. And then there's nothing. But this one kind of does the same thing because music typically, if you see up here, it's broken down into 4, 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, stops at the 5. And then your 5 is kind of now your 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stops at the 9. Okay, so when you play it, oops. Actually, I'm gonna hold off on playing it because there's something that I wanna do. But I wanna make these all the same size. So I'm gonna loop this just so that it repeats, and I'm gonna have it go to the 9. Now, notice when I'm doing it, it kind of snaps right there. If yours is not snapping sort of right on that line, that means you either need to click this thing over here or they're not in right time. Okay, I'm not even gonna worry about the thing up top because I know what that is. Now, I'm gonna press play and I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need to do right away.
Lights up, party on, all night, till the
Now on the computer speakers, there's laptop speakers, you can't really tell. It doesn't like make that much of a difference, but I'm gonna press play again. You see this over here? That's your volume, and it's like capping out all the way to the red. So when you have that in like nice speakers, which we're going to on our exhibition night, it's not gonna sound right, okay? So we have to get the levels right. So what I do is I go and I mute them all, not mute them all, I take the volume down and then kind of bring them up, you know, accordingly. So the other thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna drag this red bar and take it to the 9. That's my looper. And now if I click this button, it will loop. So if I drag it over here, now it just goes right back to the beginning, which is good. Don't hear anything though, because I turned everything down. So let's see what is this. So that sounds like it's kind of like the main drums. I'm gonna take it to about right there. Oh, this is like a topper drums. And I'm still looking at my volume slider over here. That sounds pretty good. I think this is another percussion. Oh, it's like a shaker. That's good. It sounds like pretty well mixed. That's your bass, and that's kind of like the main melody line, so you want that one to speak pretty well. And that looks good. My volume is like getting close to touching red, but not quite. Do this one. And bring that one the same as this one. That's perfect. Now this thing right here, I know is a vocal chop, and so I'm gonna turn it up to about right there too. So with everything playing at the same time, my volume is nice and set. I like the way that's at. The vocal chop, I don't necessarily love it, but it will be effective when you do your MIDI mapping. So it doesn't end in the same spot. That's just because the style of it is like you have 2 bars and then 2 empty. So to loop it, I'm gonna just, I click it and do Command C, and then I'm gonna bring my marker to the 5 and do Command V. So now, like I said, I don't really love the vocal chop, but it's fine for now. Okay, so now your end goal is going to be able to have sort of a live set or a live song. Now, I will be honest with you, I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to collect these from you. I think it doesn't matter. I shouldn't even go through it here. I'll figure it out and I'll post that later in the week. But how can we go about making this into like a live performance set? Well, I'm going to have to move this a little bit. So I have my MIDI keyboard here that's attached, okay, to the computer, okay? So this is the thing right here that's going to be able to help us to do the MIDI mapping. And I'll show you what that means. That sounds like kind of confusing probably. Actually, my guess is that some of you have noticed me doing this here and there. I do this kind of thing for fun all the time, so I've done it in class just to goof off. Anyways, so what you're gonna do